Hi everyone, this is Amaya and you're with Amaya's Chums. So in today's video, I thought I'd give you a small tour of the house plants that I'm having. I'll give you the names and how I take care of those plants, the lightings, the watering, how often do you water, all of that. So lately we've done a little bit of propagation to make babies out of the existing plants, and then we've repotted the plants. So I'll show all of that in this video, so stay tuned. So this is the most common plant that I have, the devil's ivy. It's a beautiful plant that the vines can go down. So I've used lots of devil's ivy plants to decorate my bookshelf here. So there's one here and there is another one here. So you can see this devil's ivy. I bought only one plant and all of these babies are coming from their mother plant. I'll show you the mother plant, which I cut like I trimmed up in a I think I have recorded that video. So these are the babies that came out from that mother plant. And this is again where I have this ivy plant. So depending on the lightings, if you keep this plant away from the light, you can see the leaves would be more green, whereas if you leave the plants to sunlight, then the leaves will be more yellowish, whitish. Next, I'm showing you one of my other favorite plant is the ZZ plant. I love the pot there because it's like a terracotta, like a concrete pot. So this plant, this doesn't need a lot of light and can survive a lot longer without water. So it's very low maintenance for this plant. So this was given by one of my good friends, Uncle SK. Thank you, Uncle. Because he had a lot of plants and I just got this gifted. I think that nicely located in this corner in our open study area. Next up is peace lily plant. This is again a baby from a mother plant. I'll show you the mother plant in a minute. So this peace lily is sitting in this bookshelf. See, these plants I've used to decorate the bookshelf. So that peace lily is sitting there. This is the other baby peace lily. So the beauty of peace lily is they're hydro plants, which means they can just stay in water. See that? I've just put water with some peppers and this plant can thrive in water. It's only you have to change the water once a week. So that's sitting there again in my bookshelf. Then this is again another favorite plant. It's a spider plant. This was the mother plant that came to our house when it was so tiny, and look how it's grown. This is for 2 years. That plant has grown so much longer, and how many babies that it's got. Look at that. They all are little tiny babies that's coming out of this plant, and I've given these babies to so many friends because it's just keep producing babies. And I've got another spider plant here. This is a baby, one of the babies from the mother plant that I showed you a minute ago. So these spider plants are really easy to take care of. This can stay outdoor as well, but then instead of green, the leaves will turn more to whitish color. If you kept it indoor, it'll be more green and it'll give that contrast color. It's very easy to maintain. You just need to water once a week or the soil is dry and it just lives on its own. Next up is this plant. This is called a philodendron. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. So this is similar to an ivy plant. It's like a, but it won't hang down. Instead, it's like a bushy plant. So ever since I kept it here near the entryway, the leaves are being more lighter because there's so much sunlight that you get here. Not direct sunlight, the indirect sunlight. So the leaves are becoming much more lighter. But if you keep it in a much lower light situation, the leaves will be more greener. So it's again, it's a very easygoing plant. It just loves to sit here at the entryway. Now I'm at my propagation corner, which I've showed in a previous video. So this is where I propagate my plants like baby. So this is another ivy cutting that I'm see how it generates the roots. So this has to be put in soil, or it can happily stay in water as well. And this is another set of ivy plants that I've recently put into soil. So I just left it here so that I can remind myself to water. This is again just above. I've hanged this plant. It's again a category of ivy, but it's called Snow Queen because it has a lot of white radiant in this leaf. So it's again a hanging plant. It's got vines, but I've just tucked the vine in here so that rather than hanging, it'll go upward, so it just stays there. Up next, I'm showing you in this beautiful shell planter is the string of hearts. It is a beautiful plant that hangs down. So I really love it. This was given by my friend Marie. So yeah, so this just nicely stays in my kitchen. And then one below that is the Swiss cheese plant. Again, like similar to ivy, but it's got lots of holes in this leaf. So, and it's a hanging plant, so I've tucked the vines in this, and it nicely stays there. Here I've got string of pearls. The other one that I showed was string of hearts. This is string of pearls again. This again, it's a hanging succulent. So it's just sitting here very nicely on the kitchen. Here again, this is string of pearls that I have propagated lately. So this has make the little pearls, and it's still coming up. So as they grow longer, it'll start to hang. But right now it's just sitting there waiting to be grown. Then I've got another ivy. It's another variety, and it's called Marble Queen. It's got this marble effect here. The beauty of ivy is they will change the color according to the lighting. So if you have more sunlight, it'll be more whitish, whereas if you've got less sunlight, when they grow, it'll be more greener. See here. So probably I had less sunlight when this plant was growing, but now it's producing more white leaves. So that's how it is. Then here near the cooktop, I've got this pancake plant. Plea, I think the correct name is, I'm not sure. So that is a baby plant from its mother. So that's sitting there. This is another succulent. You would have seen this setup in my previous video on how to style. I will link up those videos. And this is a terrarium, which I'm trying to grow the string of pearls in this so that it'll nicely hang. So hopefully this will work. So I've been watering, like spraying water, thinking that will pick up. So not sure, we'll see. And then here, this is the aloe vera plant that I've planted lately from the big plant. So hopefully that will grow up as well. So this is in the corner of our living room. I've placed a corner stand to hold out more plants. So that's how it looks. So moving from the bottom shelf, I've got this pancake plant. The baby is from a mother plant. Then I have my little geranium that I've got a nice little succulent there. And then the string of hearts, sorry, string of pearls. They're just hanging down here. And here, I love these. This is the way how I propagate some of my devil's ivies, because it looks so decorative. So these little glass bottles, they're from Kmart. They come, they're $2, like diffusers, like reed diffusers. So once we use up the scent of it, I just wash it and put these baby plants. So see that? It'll develop the roots, and then that's nicely sitting there. And this is the string of hearts. I've cut down some nodes, some vines, and then hoping they will grow. I think some of the plants even might have the roots. See, some have developed the roots. So when they've got some strong roots, I can put it into the soil. So that's string of hearts. Again, I've got a pancake plant here, and this is one of my colleagues gave it on last Christmas. It says Amaya, and it's a succulent sitting here with the letter A. I love it. And another ivy plant. It's not devil's ivy. I really can't remember the name of this, but it's so grown, and I've made so many cuttings out of it. And look at that, how long it is. It's even going down further. Here we have the beautiful Boston fern, and this plant, I really don't know the name. It's not doing so good, but I don't know whether it's winter, because winter time most of the plant won't grow, so they just stay on its own. So we'll see how it goes in spring, because spring is around the corner. So this is Boston fern. This was a huge plant, so lately we've divided this plant into three and made three pots out of it. So at the end of this video, I'll show you how we've done that, like behind the scenes. I will attach some clips to that. This is another succulent sitting here on our TV unit. And at the end of the other side, we've got this peace lily, not doing great these days. It used to get some it will flower in spring, like big, long stems, white flowers, but at the moment it's not doing so great. So this is the mother pancake plant. We made so many babies out of this plant. So it's sitting there, And here again another plant that I don't know the name of it. Here I've got blue star fern. This is again that we put into a big pot last week because it was so big to the previous pot. So it's also another nice plant that will fill up your space. And we've got this beautiful hanging plant, the Boston fern, hanging in the other corner of our living area. Okay, in this area I have the Monstera De Lisosia. So these are just I've cut the original plant which was sitting in soil because it wasn't growing that much, so I've cut and made 2 out of it. I will link the video at the end of this video to show you how I did that. So these are sitting in this water until they grow roots, and when springtime we can plant this into soil. So until such time it's just sitting there nicely. So these plants are so decorative that it can just sit in the water, but you have to make sure that you change the water once a week, otherwise you will lose those oxygen in the water and they won't thrive as they do. So make sure you change the water and they will be happy to sit in water as long as you want. Now in the staircase I have placed a couple of plants. This is the Fiddly Fig Plant. One of my friend Mandy gave it to me. She's also a plant mom, so I got this as a gift. So this needs a low lighting, not direct sunlight, a low light, and you can't overwater this plant, so that's gonna die. So these leaves, you have to wipe these leaves with a wet cloth so that the dust won't stick to these. And next to that I've got the rubber plant. It's called the rubber plant. It's got this beautiful reddish green leaf. This was sitting outside, that's why it's a bit sad. So now we've got it inside and hopefully this will do well. Here another baby Devil's Ivy. Well, it's not a baby anymore, so it's longer now. I've got Devil's Ivy all over my house. And these are my beautiful succulents sitting in teacups in the staircase. Right, now I'm going to show you the very mother plant of my Devil's Ivy. So this was the original plant, and I'll link a video that I have filmed where I cut this mother plant and made so many babies. I'll link that video here. So it's growing again after chopping it off, and see, I've made so many babies out of it, and there's more babies coming here. And this is again a spider plant that's come from the big plant, so it's just nicely sitting here. Another Devil's Ivy sitting in my son's bathroom. So these plants are great, so you can have it as a decorative element in your bathroom. See that? Just where the tub is. And we have another devil's ivy sitting in my son's vanity. See this? Now this will make more sense. Now this, instead of hanging it down, I've placed this vine leaning towards the wall so that it will take up this. And here it doesn't get much direct sunlight, so that's why the leaves are more greener rather than the other plants. They were more like yellowish, whitish. So this is there, and these are the cute little diffusers that I was talking about. So when we run out of these scent, I would wash them and use it to propagate my plants. And here we've got another hanging plant, which is a spider plant hanging from the ceiling, the plasterboard. How nice is that? So at the end of this video, I have attached some behind the scenes clips that we did, like how we hang these plants, what tools that we use. You can have a look at it if you're interested. So if you want to water these plants, you can water the correct amount here, but because these I've used a decorative pot and the actual pot is inside, so I would rather take this, and I like to place it on the sink, wherever the closest sink, and then pour some water into that. So make sure the pot has a lot of water and then it runs down, and I would wait till that drains completely and then put it back in the decorative pot. This way the plants get the relevant amount of water, because if you have a lot of water sitting in the decorative pot, which is inside this, then the roots will get damaged because there's water sitting in the pot and they don't like to have being wet all the time. So therefore let it drain properly, and then once it's fully drained, you can put it back to the pot. Then we have another Boston fern sitting in our ensuite. So this is again a plant that we divided from the mother plant, and I think it's happily sitting in our ensuite. I didn't even leave the toilet bowl, so I placed another plant there. This is again a small, I can't remember what's the name of it. It's just a small plant. It's sitting there. And the other side of it, this is another succulent, which we potted lately. So it's still growing there. Once it's grown, it'll be big. So that's it on today's video. Just want to share how our house plants looks like and how I take care of those house plants. I wasn't really a plant mom because I thought maybe plants and myself, they don't tie up together. But ever since COVID started back in 2020, then we had all these plants come into our house, because we thought, because we can't go out, might as bring the nature inside. And that's how I got into this plant business, and now my house is filled with lots of plants, and I've been taking care of them very well so far, touch wood. If you've got any questions, leave me in the comment. I'm more than happy to answer according to my knowledge and ability. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button. It means a lot to me. Until I see you in next video, bye. Okay, that doesn't work because it goes inside. So we'll put some pebbles. To rise this pot. That should work. Maybe too much. Okay, this plant doesn't go well, so I'm gonna trim this and see whether this works. So I'll maybe trim it at this and see whether I can make a baby plant out of it. So we'll take this out and see whether we can use some different amount of soil. We'll plant this and see. It might work, it might not. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these babies out and plant it in a different pot. What do you think, this one? Oh, how do I reach that? How do I reach that? Okay, maybe do you want to? As you can see, that's not a very sharp, clean cut. So it might not work, but we'll see. That can go in this pot. And when it grows, it will look nicer. Okay, now I'm going to water these plants. So we'll take them out. So we'll leave it for a couple of minutes for it to fully absorb the water and then transfer it to the outer pots. So this is a fig plant. What I think it says. So I'm just going to wipe these because they're big leaves, might get dustier. I had these originally on this planter, but now I've got the rubber plant, so I don't know which one. Maybe we'll go put that one here. What do you think? That goes better, right? Yeah. In the because with the ash color, the grey color, and I'm going to put this and this. Oh. Tell me, what do you think? Should this be swapped around? That to that?
What do you think, Tin?
Or the other way? Or the other
Which
way?
one?
Do the other way.
Yeah. I think it should be the other way because this blends well because it's a darker plant. This is the rubber plant that goes well with this grey color, whereas this nicely get contrasted with this charcoal color. So what do you think? Tell me. Okay, so this is Monstera De Lisosia. The growth of this plant is very slow, so maybe we need to change the soil, or I don't know, something's wrong. So I'm gonna cut this. So when you're cutting a plant, when you're trying to propagate, I'm actually gonna make 2 plants out of this. See here, there's a node here where this divided into 2 roots, and this is the aerial root. So you have to cut it just below this, like an inch below. Give a clean cut. That's where you cut the plant. You don't need that much of an aerial root, so you can cut that as well. That's one. And here again, so this is where the other root is. So give it a chop here. So that's how that. So I'm gonna put this, so this leaf is not gonna work, but I'll leave it for the moment because you can see there's another leaf coming here. So what I'm thinking is, because it's not spring yet and it's still winter, I'll place this in water and let it I'll let the roots grow in water, and after that we'll put that into the soil. So I'm going to fill this with water and leave it inside.
Put the holes for the finger.
Pot එකේ පොඩි finger එකෙන් පොඩි holes ටිකක් හදන්න. Right. පොඩි දැන් ඒ කොළ ටික දාන්න. Baby plants හදන්න. හොඳට පල්ලෙහාට යන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Right. සෙන්ටර් එකෙන්ම හැදුවා නම් හොඳයි. සෙන්ටර් එකේ හෝල් එකක් හදලා ඒක දාන්න. Right. හරි.
එතන මේකට තාත් කොහෙද හැදලා
හැදෙනවා. We've done lots of repotting. This Boston fern was a huge plant, so we've divided into 3. And this was outgrowing of the pot. This is a blue star fern, yes. So we put it into a huge pot, and the other one was palm. It's very sad looking, so we'll see how it goes. It must be in the winter, or I don't know, maybe I've not watered much. So we'll see how it goes. So put a little bit of fertilizer, and now I'll water them. I'm gonna do some hanging plants. So before that, to hang the plants, we need a hook. So we went to our gardening store, that is Bunnings in Australia, and we bought a spring toggle. So that this comes 2 in a pack and able to handle 10 kilograms. So this is the stuff that it comes with. So a hook, a washer, and the toggle. So when you have to drill the plasterboard, which is the ceiling, and then put this toggle and then rotate it clockwise, and then you have to fix it to the ceiling, and then you're able to hang your plants from here. So let's do this. So this is our first time doing this, so hopefully this will work. All tight enough. Huh? Nice. We've got this beautiful Boston fern plant that is gonna hang.